Hi, my name is Paul Sol, and I'm a creator working in Korea with Follow Me. These days, we're interviewing some of Korea's top creators and influencers to try to figure out how they became so successful. Maybe you yourself, you're thinking about becoming a creator, so stick around and let's see if we can learn some of their tips. Now, if you're trying to learn Korean, there's without a doubt no way that you missed out on Talk to Me in Korean's videos. They have a huge channel, highly popular. They have tons of books. They have an amazing website, tons of courses and everything. And Hyunwoo, the creator, is right here.
Hi.
So please introduce yourself.
안녕하세요. As you know, that's hello in Korean.
Yeah.
I'm Hyunwoo, and I run this website called talktomeinkorean.com.
Yeah.
We also have a YouTube channel by the same name.
Right. When did you start?
So I started actually teaching Korean myself personally back in 2004.
Oh, as
so
a
that
teacher.
was like, no, not as a teacher, but just as a hobby.
Okay.
But then I founded Talk to Me in Korean back in 2009. So
Wow.
it's been about 11, 12 years.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you founded your company, did you start right away on SNS, on social media, or?
It actually started as a podcast.
Oh,
And a website.
podcast.
Yeah, so we didn't post our first video on YouTube until we had already many lessons
Right.
in our podcast feed. So
right,
it was audio based first.
Oh.
But then people wanted to like visually learn and
Yeah.
also some additional learning materials.
Right.
So that's when we started making videos too.
What was the progression like? Because you started with podcasts and then more visual media and then books and the school. How did that work out?
At first, we came up with our curriculum.
Yeah.
And then we started building a lot of audio lessons that they can listen to while driving or when they were working out or when they were doing house chores.
And things back then were a bit different, right? Because
Yeah.
the internet was not as developed, didn't have as much content. So
Yeah, back then, I don't think people had an understanding of how an internet-based online education platform could work or survive as a business. I didn't.
Right.
So I
That's
just
right.
wanted to teach people. I just wanted to, instead of using the word teach, I wanted to help people learn. I also learned to speak English mostly by myself here in Korea. So I know all the struggles that a learner can have when they're trying to learn a new language without living in the country where
That's
the language
incredible.
is spoken.
That is mind blowing.
So I just wanted to help people go through those hurdles a little better. I didn't have a goal in mind at first, like how I should make money, but I had these lesson ideas that I wanted to, make.
Right.
And then I just worked on them.
So you saw a problem in the way, let's say, foreigners were learning Korean based on your own experiences in learning English, and then that's when you wanted to develop a solution.
Yeah, so because I had learned to speak English here in Korea without going to the States or England or Australia, I wanted to help people in other countries learn Korean without having to come to Korea.
Right.
Yeah, right away.
Yeah.
So that's how I got started, and that was first through audio podcasts. But then we also started making videos, and those videos were popular, so we started making other things such as ebooks and books.
Right.
Yeah.
And let's say when you started doing videos that's on YouTube or visual videos, how did you start? What kind of equipment did you have? How did you set it up?
I basically went for the cheapest DSLR camera that had audio functionality on it. And we just started recording everything. So back then, I didn't know how to make videos that well.
Yeah.
So everything was out of focus at first. So it's just the minimal stuff, the most basic stuff, like just pointing at myself and saying things out loud. So
it's a good start.
Yeah, from that point on, the content is there. Even if it's a poorly shot video, you can still learn basic words and essential vocabulary.
So let's say if this is today, if you started today like a brand new channel and you don't have necessarily like tons of money or anything, how would you start nowadays?
Unless there's a huge company behind you that can support you financially and with people, manpower, I would say the first 50 videos, first 100 videos can be considered as practice.
Right.
It'll be a while until people recognize you and people start paying you money for your services and products.
Right.
So why not just put everything out there and maybe one of the videos will become popular. So I always say get started right away.
Okay.
Getting started with a plan is good, but for most small size creators, it doesn't go that way.
Would you say this applies to all types of content on YouTube or just specifically for educational? Because you said, let's say 100 videos there's a learning curve.
Exactly.
You know?
I think especially for educational videos, because you can't expect to teach just one thing one time,
right?
Like one lesson just once, and then expect to be able to recycle it, you know, over and over again.
Right.
Maybe you learn something new about the topic. You want to teach it again. Maybe you got better over time, so you want to teach it again.
Right.
So there's no delivering one piece of information and being done with it for good.
So that's really interesting. So that means that you kind of revisit topics. So it's okay to reshoot and redo a better version of something. Okay.
When you're a teacher in a classroom, you're basically teaching the same topic over and over again every semester, every year. You're definitely doing less than that on the internet, but you still need to expect to be doing something like that. You teach the numbers this way, but then a year later, you found a better way to teach the numbers.
Talk to Me in Korean is well known for its lecture series. Can you kind of introduce it to us?
So we have our own curriculum where people can learn Korean from level 1 to level 10.
Okay.
And in addition to the essential courses, we're calling them essential courses that are in our learning center on the website, they can also watch a lot of videos on YouTube. We have more than 1,000 video lessons on our YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
And more videos on our Instagram and other social media networks.
Right.
So all the other videos are nice bonuses, but our core backbone is the curriculum.
Right.
So from level 1 to level 10.
Right. And let's say like if somebody follows the level 1 to level 10 diligently, would you say that after that they're kind of equipped to survive in a Korean environment perhaps? Or
they can do more than just surviving.
Survive.
They will become fluent and they can pass all the TOEIC tests.
Wow. Wow, that's incredible.
If they study consistently and if they do a lot of vocab learning on the side, because we focus on sentence structures and idiomatic expressions. So they can do pretty much all the learning that is necessary within our curriculum.
That's fantastic. So let's say, who is your target audience in your case?
Everybody in the world wanting to learn Korean. Our biggest audience right now is people in the US. 30% of all the users come from the US. And actually, surprisingly, 20% of our users are in Korea.
That's awesome.
So people come to Korea thinking that they would magically pick up Korean.
Just by existing, just being there.
Living here. But they don't. They still need to study.
You have to study.
And not everybody speaks to them in Korean every day.
Right.
So they actually study really hard after coming to Korea.
Yeah, that's the thing, that no matter what, like when you learn a language, there's no secret. You have to study like 1, 2, 3, 4 hours a day, as much as you can. Otherwise, you can't improve. So my question is, did you have a formal background in education and teaching before you started?
I did not have a formal background in education or teaching, but ever since I was a kid, I've always enjoyed explaining things and breaking things down for my friends who did not understand something. So I've always been a teacher in smaller ways. Right. So it's in my genes.
Oh yeah.
So when I went to college and met my first non-Korean friends, I naturally started helping them learn Korean.
That's awesome. And would you say that for someone that wants to make educational content, do they need a background in the subject they want to teach, or what's your opinion on this? What do you think?
Well, traditionally in the past, if you wanted to become a Korean teacher in a big institution, you needed a degree in the area, in the field. But now we have 17 people on the staff. Some of them actually have a degree in Korean education. Some of them were Korean teachers before, but I honestly don't even look at their resume or degrees anymore, because what they can do now, who they are right now, is more important than whatever they studied formally. So I don't think you need to have a degree, but it'll help, because a degree is not for nothing. You
right,
learn
but
some
the degree
stuff.
is not a guarantee.
It's not
that
a
the
guarantee.
person will be qualified to teach or a good teacher.
Exactly. You can't, give your YouTube subscribers that, I guess the title. I'm a 박사, 언어박사 linguist or something like that. People are not looking for people with big degrees.
Right.
Yeah, they're just looking for good teachers in general.
And also, like, the way you teach the content is in small bite-sized chunks.
Yeah.
Right? So in that case, it's easier to confirm everything and make sure everything is good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's more important to understand the learner's struggles.
Right.
Yeah, what they want to do.
What they went through.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think is different for educational content compared to, let's say, more standard YouTube content? Is the process from planning everything, how different is it?
With other types of YouTube content or online content, you want views.
Right.
But with education, you don't necessarily only go for views.
Yeah.
Like maybe there's a book that you want to publish and promote.
Right.
Maybe there's a lesson that you want people to check out.
Right.
So maybe those videos, those introductory videos will gain less views, but it's still serving the purpose.
Right.
So I think the aim, the ultimate goal is different.
Right. So it's better in educational content, it's better to have like a less but more focused audience.
Yeah.
Right? That's more like ready to participate in your company and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you're only looking for views, you will never ever be able to produce anything advanced level.
Right.
Because there's a smaller group of people.
Right.
But we do have a ton of advanced materials, and also we even have a separate channel for 100% Korean.
What do you think makes Talk to Me in Korean unique compared to, let's say, other Korean channels or perhaps other educational channels?
We just started out earlier than other channels. I think we were the first channel in Korea.
Yeah, I think so. The first educational.
We just have more experience
Yeah.
under our belt. About other aspects, I don't know. Maybe it's just my personal charm and
Right.
beauty.
My personal charm and beauty. That's what you need if you want educational content creator. If you want to be one, you got to be charming and beautiful.
Yeah, and people also say that my dad jokes are great. I have a very dry sense of humor, and people never expect anything humorous.
Yeah.
And I'm not that humorous, but
Right.
whenever I'm teaching something like, really traditional, professional way, and then there are certain like random remarks that are like even remotely funny, people love it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that the truth is, if you yourself, you find it funny, and you believe in your little humor, people will enjoy it too, So you got to just trust in yourself.
Yeah. And also being personable and approachable.
Yeah. So you would recommend more, perhaps like a more serious tone in the beginning, and then later as you get more comfortable, you could kind of loosen up.
Yeah.
Go wild.
Exactly. Again, you can't just be the funny teacher.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can learn from a funny teacher.
Right.
Because if the teacher is not funny for once, you're disappointed.
Disappointed. Why am I watching him? He's not even funny. Is it okay to do it by yourself, or do you think it's better if you have a partner or partners?
Well, you can have some trouble with your partners. So sometimes people say it's better to just do it alone and get all the revenue for yourself. But I have been extremely lucky to work with my co-founder, and I still work with her. And so ever since the beginning of all the lessons that we created, we were in the podcasts together.
Oh yeah.
So people enjoyed the banter between myself and her.
The dynamic.
Yeah, the dynamic. And whenever I teased her, people were like, "Hey, teacher Hyunwoo, don't do that to her." Even though we're good friends,
right.
We don't do that like in real life. People. I think we gave people a kind of a story that they can imagine in their head when they were not studying.
Right.
So the story kind of continued on. Maybe we were in their dreams. Maybe, they got curious. What happens in the next lesson?
Talk to Me in Korean goes into people's dreams. That's intense. It's part of the strategy.
So I can only say that I've been lucky to have great coworkers.
Yeah.
But sometimes that can be the source of problems. Also, I don't know if there's one good answer for that, but I myself have been extremely lucky.
For educational content, is there an essential trait that the creator must have?
I think teaching well in general is necessary, but at the same time, you have to always think about or ask yourself about what the learner might be wondering about. Like, there's your agenda about what you want to teach, but then there's the learner's perspective. So
Right.
we regularly ask people on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube community tab what they want to know.
Right.
I actually did it 2 days ago, and we got a ton of great ideas.
Right.
So don't just stick to your own agenda
Yeah.
of teaching these 300 grammar points.
Right.
Maybe they're getting the same kind of information from other channels. Maybe they need something different from you.
Right.
So always ask them, like, what do you want me to do?
Right. So especially as a teacher, it's like a two-way street.
Yeah.
You need the audience, you need the students.
Yeah.
to-
You're not like filming 100 video lectures to sell to a company so that
Right.
they can market it. You're talking directly with the audience.
Yeah.
So you always have room for improvement and change. Yeah.
When you do YouTube, part of being a YouTuber is the thumbnails. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, the right strategy for thumbnails always changes, I think.
Yeah.
So we don't do any clickbaity stuff. That's
Okay.
our approach.
Right.
And I think a lot of people know that. So we don't have titles or thumbnails that go like, I have something to tell you.
Right. The
Or-
secret to learning Korean.
I'm quitting YouTube or something
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Or I'm leaving
Right.
for the sea, or we
yeah.
don't do those things. So we just stay true to the content, and the number one search engine on the website, on the internet, is Google.
Right.
And the number two search engine that's competing with Google is YouTube.
Yeah.
We want people to be able to find our stuff
Yeah.
through accurate keywords
Right.
and tags, and also thumbnails. So
Yeah.
for us, we just make boring thumbnails with
Okay.
the right keywords and tags.
Right.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, for people that are trying to learn the language, if they get inaccurate, like if the
Yeah.
title's not accurate, then it's really disappointing.
Yeah, for education, it's gotta be, or it can be boring.
So now that you're a professional at teaching Korean, do you have any tips for making learning Korean fun and easy?
Well, use talktomeinkorean.com. I heard that it's a good website. But other than that, even if you use our textbooks or anybody's textbook, anybody's video, if you find the content to be not related to you yourself,
Right.
forget about it
Okay.
and do something that's personally relatable to you.
Or
If
more
you're-
interesting.
More interesting for you. If
Yeah.
you're a sports fan, learn some sports terms in Korean, things like that. So
Right.
find something that you can do in Korean,
Right.
make it part of your daily life. It'll
Right.
always be fun.
So then if ever you meet some Koreans at a bar, you can
Yeah.
just talk about
Yeah, exactly.
sports.
I mean,
or baseball.
even if you learn all the grammar points that are there, that's the shell. What's inside is
Right.
your personal hobbies and interests.
Before, when you started, you were the teacher, but now you're a manager. So how did things change for you?
Well, sometimes I wish I could be just a pure language instructor,
Yeah.
not having to worry about the business side of things. But I think everyone has to grow. You can't be a Korean teacher, French teacher, Spanish teacher until you are 65 years old. Eventually, you need to graduate
Right.
from that phase. So I've graduated 100% teacher phase. Now I'm maybe 30%, 20% a teacher, and the rest is me being a businessman.
Right.
So I enjoy it. I like it, and I get to see everything from far away.
Right. So now do people respect you more?
No, I
Like,
mean,
Mr. President.
no, people love it when I'm not in the office.
That's when they're the most happy.
My coworkers are pretty happy right now because
yeah.
I'm not there.
Why is Korean so popular these days?
People always want to learn a new language. More than half of the world is bilingual. Monolingual people only take up 45% of the global population. So those minority people,
Yeah.
monolingual people, including lots of Korean people,
Monolinguists.
yeah, they want to learn a new language because it's cool, it makes your life more rich,
Yeah.
interesting, and Korean happens to be a language that you can learn with a lot of different sources, lots of K-culture
Yeah.
related stuff. Like you can watch a lot of Korean dramas,
Movies.
What other language can you learn where you can binge watch an amazing drama for 5 hours on end without being tired?
Yeah.
Not that many languages in the world right now.
Not that many.
Not that many, minus maybe English.
Right.
So Korea as a country is in a very fortunate, very lucky, very good place right now, because thanks to the amazing K-culture power, and and more people feel it that way. Like it was not anybody's plan or design, but Korean learners are always like so happy to find another drama that they can watch, and they always like find these grammar points that they learned from last night. Oh, I recognize it. Yeah. So that's a very, what do you call it? Very positive experience. Yeah. Reinforcing what they learned.
It's true. When I learn a new word and then a few days later I hear it on a TV show, I'm like, I get so excited.
Yeah, these days, especially with all the distractions on the internet, if you pick a language that you can't watch a drama in or a movie in that easily, you're gonna stop soon.
Oh yeah, it's difficult. Also, what's fun is these days a lot of TV, like Korean TV channels, they're putting all of their old TV shows on YouTube. All of it, full seasons, years of content. So it's incredible.
You will never run out of Korea-related content.
It's impossible. Thank you so much. I learned so much.
Thank you.
I feel now I could finally do an educational content channel.
I'll be waiting for your Korean teaching channel.
I think you'll be disappointed. Any last quick tips for us?
Just get started right away, and always think about what you want to, what's your call to action when people watch your video. Is the video the end point? Is this it? Or is there a website that they can visit you? Or is there something that you want to promote or sell? That'll help you, and you will do it for a longer time.
Thank you so much. I learned so much about educational content, incredible stuff, incredible tips, and great life story.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for watching, and look forward to the next episode of Follow
Me.
Bye-bye.
Bye.